Good morning. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, please join me in welcoming the newly elected Student Government Vice President, Sophia Montague, with today's announcements.
Hi, everyone. Today is Tuesday, September 9th, and it's a green day. A reminder that tomorrow morning is a late start to allow time for faculty professional development. Classes will begin at 10 a.m., and all students should report directly to their A-block classes by 9:55 a.m. Juniors and seniors, Plymouth State University, Trinity College, Drew University, and the University of Maine are on campus today for a visit. Please see Naviance or Mrs. LaBounty for details and to register. Be sure to check in with your teacher before attending. The SAT Math Prep X block will meet tomorrow evening from 6 to 8 p.m. in Mrs. Gould's room, Severance 25. Come learn how to use Desmos to answer many of the SAT math questions, review some algebra, geometry, and trigonometry, tackle a variety of multiple choice and open response questions, and enjoy the company of like-minded students while snacking on some yummy cookies. That's SAT Math Prep Wednesday from 6 to 8 in Severance 25. Enter through the door at the south end of Severance near the headmaster's house. Germany travelers, please meet with Mr. Rowe and Ms. Morris briefly after school Friday in Morse 104. Those who have not done so must have their deposit into Mrs. Gary in the Morse lobby before Friday. See Mr. Rowe with any questions. Attention Ghana trip participants. We will have a mandatory meeting on Wednesday, September 10th in Streeter 263 at 2:45 p.m. Please get in touch with Ms. Keach with any questions. Thank you. Attention birds of all kinds. The first official improv meeting will be this Friday at 3:30 in the Black Box Theater. Please send your RSVP to Mr. Ramdam Demskovich via carrier pigeon. Thank you. The British are coming is a quote often attributed to Paul Revere, but it is more than likely that he never said this. Please ask your history teacher why. However, you should all know that Constitution Week is coming. That's right, next week, schools across the United States and St. Johnsbury Academy will celebrate the U.S. Constitution. See your history teacher if you need a copy of this important document. Happy birthday today to Ariana Lawson, Ava Smith, and Danica Darby. Happy birthday. Today for sports, we have JV and varsity girls soccer at Essex at 4:30. Please dismiss the teams at 1:15. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, Sophia. We do have a few late announcements this morning. Congratulations to the varsity volleyball team on their win against Linden Institute yesterday. They won all three sets with 22 blocks, 15 serving aces, 22 digs, and very exciting chase downs and putbacks. The JV team also beat Linden Institute, winning both sets. Congratulations, volleyball. And the boys golf team placed second in a well-played home match against BFA St. Albans, Mount Abram, and Colchester. Mario Alvarez tied for second place individually. Congratulations to the boys golf team. And I want to call your attention. We'll have guests in chapel in a couple of days to introduce these folks, but we do have two new folks on our safety team, so if you see new people in the crosswalk, I just wanted to make sure you knew that they were folks who were here with us. So Ms. McCarty and Mr. Garcia have joined Mr. Bickford. So he'll be in chapel in the next day or two to introduce them, but just wanted to make sure you were all aware. And now it's my privilege to welcome two guests with us this morning from Dr. Desjardins Advisory. Please help me welcome Brooke Bogle and Zoe Douglas.
Okay, hi, I'm Brooke.
Hi, I'm Zuri.
And we are part of the Desjardins Advisory.
Our advisory has created St. J earrings, selling for $10 in the field house. They're our sports logo, and they're green and white.
100% of our sales will contribute to our local food access in partnership with St. J's Walk for Healthy Community. Stop by and get yourself a pair.
Thank you.
Thank you to Brooke and Zuri. Yesterday, Mr. Lanzini talked about the 3 promises we, the entire community of adults who support you, make to each of you. He talked about being part of something bigger than yourself, and he referenced people holding doors and saying thank you, and dorm council returning early to welcome new students into the boarding program. Yesterday, he shared with us that these are great signs of our community. Having had some time recently to be fortunate enough to hold doors for lots of students and faculty as you walk into Pep Chapel, or out of Pep Chapel, or out of regular chapel, I can offer this. I know more than say you're welcome and start to say have a nice day to the next few students, and I've already missed the opportunity to say you're welcome to more students and faculty who've said thank you. More than that, people are making eye contact and smiling. Small interactions like those that I just talked about really do matter. But sometimes community requires more than holding doors. Sometimes it requires reaching across the room to someone who needs it most. In December of 1993, my family and I moved from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, to a tiny town in Maine called Bridgeton. I was 15 and a couple of months into my sophomore year in high school. As a result of that move, I left a school called John F. Kennedy High School. Kennedy was one of 6 high schools in the city, a school most like the stereotypical high school that you'd see on a TV show, to attend Lake Region High School in Naples, Maine, a school a quarter of the size of Kennedy. Instead of being one of 6 high schools in the city, Lake Region was one school for 6 area towns. I remember walking into school that December and wanting to walk right back out. I didn't know anything about the school. I couldn't understand all the flannel and LL Bean. I'd already decided that I hated it. It felt smaller and somehow so much lonelier. I managed without any real success or major incident to get through the first few classes that day. Around noon, my class got dismissed for lunch. Keep in mind, I was in 10th grade and brand new to the school. You can probably understand that I hadn't managed to make a single friend in the first few hours. I had, however, figured out where the bathrooms were, and I had every intention of ducking into one and hiding in a stall until lunch was over. Imagine my horror when I discovered at this new school, you had to go to lunch. There were teachers. The teachers there had this way of corralling you as you left class. I know this for certain because I was caught heading for the bathroom and immediately redirected to the lunchroom. There would be no escaping it. I made it through the line with something to eat and stared out at the sea of tables, all but one already occupied. Everyone had someone to sit with, and the one empty table stuck out. So that's where I went. A table meant for 12, occupied by 1. I sat down and started at least poking my food, trying to look as indifferent as I could, when a girl walked over and said 4 words that changed everything for me. Come sit with us. Heather showed me to her table where her friends were sitting, and they made room for me, allowed me to take up the space that I wasn't sure how to. In giving me a place to sit, they gave me the beginnings of a community. As an adult, I look back and understand a little bit about who Heather was. She wasn't an athlete. She didn't participate in clubs or activities. She was smart, but her intelligence wasn't always reflected in her grades. Instead, it was reflected in some of the ways she spoke to teachers and administrators. I can see all that looking back, but in high school, especially on that first day, the only thing I saw was a person who was kind, a person who looked out for others. Those few moments when I sat down at the empty table were the only time I sat alone at Lake Region. Heather made sure of it. She was a lifesaver for me. The other kids that sat at the table that day, Heather's friends, would become my friends. No one told Heather to come sit with me or to ask me to sit with her friends. No one told them to learn my name and ask me about home or what I like to do. It was just kindness, pure and simple. As you look, I want you to look around today, in the hallway, in the cafeteria, in class. Who's sitting alone? Who looks lost? You have the power to be someone's Heather. You have the power to transform someone's entire experience with 4 simple words. Come sit with us. That's how we build the kind of community we talked about yesterday, not just by holding doors, but by opening them to let others in. I hope you'll go into today and look for your chance to make a difference. Have a really wonderful Tuesday. Faculty.